Right then, gentlemen. So your music video pitch to make an award-winning music video, I'm hoping. It's going to be something special.
Yeah.
Could you give us a rough idea? Give us an idea of what I'm going to see, what the song's like. Cause I don't know the song. What sort of style, what sort of genre features, those kind of things.
So the song is "The Underdog" by Spoon. And Spoon are quite an indie band, and the song's very indie. But it's not too fast-paced or too slow-paced. It's kind of in the middle, so we can slow it down at points and have it fast at other points. So it's quite a good middle song within the indie genre to.
Yeah. So you're looking at. Sorry. Yeah. Carry on. Go on. So quite an indie. So it's an indie genre style. What do you think are the kind of hallmarks of the indie genre? So what sort of typical features would you expect to see?
Well, one of the key features is that the artist is never usually portrayed in the cover and in the video. So we're thinking we're going to conform to that, and we're going to have just an ordinary person in the video, and it's going to be revolved around them. And then as for the cover, we're thinking very similar to have it revolved around one person who's a character rather than a member of the band.
So are you going for more of a narrative approach for your music video?
Yeah, I think so. That's what we're wanting to kind of tell a story, like in the music video. That's the plan.
Okay, and we've got this story of somebody who's an underdog, feels unappreciated, and oppressed by society and the music industry. Tell us what sort of things we'll see, because obviously with a purely narrative approach, for however long the song is, 4 minutes or so, you kind of have to get people involved in that narrative. So what kind of things would we see in the narrative?
Well, the overall plan is we want someone to be walking down a street, and it's very simple, but then we want to include the lyrics within the stuff that's happening to it. So we want it to kind of be a journey through, and then at the end, perhaps he'll actually achieve what he wants to achieve, and maybe start to get some recognition linking to the lyrics of the song. And
you give us some examples of some of the lyrics that are in the song, and what kind of ideas you've got that goes with them. So I noticed you mentioned Goodwin's conventions, which is great. But can you think of some of the lyrics of the songs and some of the ideas you've got and how they link?
Well, yeah, like one of the lyrics is talks about a wedding cake. So we have planned to get a cake itself, and then as he's walking down the street, maybe back that cake away and that kind of thing.
Okay. So it sounds a little bit like the Verve bit of Sweet Symphony.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother about it, and he mentioned that video. So
yeah, it might be worth.
We might look at that. And
yeah, I mean,
we don't want to be too similar. We want to be different to everything else, but to include features from that would be quite cool.
Yeah, there could have some intertextual references to it, possibly. Yeah. I think they've, it's a very well-known music video that you could probably play on people's understanding of, or you could kind of reference in some way. Yeah, so mainly narrative approach. Is there going to be any lip syncing at all?
We were thinking that we were going to do some lip syncing, and maybe a cutaway to the lead singer of the band, or just the band in general. We were thinking maybe do this in the chorus, the well-known bits, just to link back and show that we are the band and we are the artists that are producing the song.
Yeah, because what we wanted to do is we wanted to have a main character in the narrative, but then also when it goes to the chorus, we wanted to have a band that didn't include the main person for the narrative, because we didn't want to that contrast.
So almost cutaways to the band. Yeah, I mean, I also think as well there's a bit of an opportunity there to kind of, so the example you gave me with the wedding cake or something where, where the what we're seeing on the screen does fit the lyrics, you could involve some lip syncing at that point. So you kind of knowingly, your lead actor or your lead singer, whoever that might be, knowingly breaking the fourth wall, so they kind of that thing where they sort of turn and sort of to the camera a little bit. Yeah, so I'm trying to think, because there's a couple of music videos we had last year where people did stuff like that. I think it works quite well, where you kind of break the narrative, because you can do that with music videos without it turning into a full-on performance or cross-cut between the two. Okay, so in terms of your locations, living room, street, kitchen and recording studio. Which recording studio is this?
Well, recording studio is quite a vague term in the respect that we put it down there. We just want somewhere where the band's going to be performing, so
Right.
obviously we're going to try and source somewhere for the band to perform.
Because we want it to go on to look professional.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
want the mise en scène to be ruined, so we want something professional, sleek, and we thought a recording studio might be quite good to show the kind of the
Yeah,
technical space.
If you know anyone who's got their own small recording studio, I'm sure that would work out fine. Anyone who's in a band will know, or should they get access to one. If not, there is something called DCAT. We used to call DCAT anyway, which is a kind of Derbyshire County thing, which might be worth having a look at and seeing if you could. Previously, they've allowed students, you know, who've got in touch and to go and film there. So they are like kind of recording studios. Okay, right. So the only thing I'm not getting at the moment is kind of what I'm going to see, say for example, in the beginning, middle and end. So I'll get your overall idea, and I get the idea that you said that the underdog, it might come, you know, like a happy ending, it sort of comes good for him, but what we're going to see during that, because obviously music videos are sort of renowned for sort of their pace, and that's the only thing I can see that maybe might end up being a bit of a challenge, is maintaining that pace. So can you answer that at all? How do you think you're going to maintain the pace of it?
Well, in the beginning particularly, I think it's quite slow, the song, so we plan to set that showing like an everyday routine, waking up in the morning, walking through, and then linking back to the lyrics, it says it's something to do with a pipe and slippers.
Yeah.
So we thought that's going to be in a household, so throughout the slow bit at the start we wanted to just a man walking through the household slowly, and then it'll start to pace up towards the middle, and then we'll have the cutaways of the band, and then at the end the song does slow down a little bit again, and that's why we thought it might be quite good to have a bit of closure to the narrative at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that sounds great. The one thing, I mean, this is just an idea. You don't have to go with it. It's obviously you've got more than enough ideas of your own. You've got a bit of a kind of comedic spin on it. You could perhaps have something. You know, you're saying about the wedding cake and things like this. You know, like I don't know how you would do it, but you could perhaps have kind of almost knowingly showing the audience that you're on a film set.
Yeah.
So you probably need a couple of extra other people involved. And if you've got them just kind of like a basic, sort of like a headset thing, you know, almost like they're running on, you can use the clapperboard for that, and you know, quickly running on and giving the person the prop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which I think could work quite well, and sort of the artist almost keeping a straight face while somebody's coming in. They might come in and just do their makeup a little bit or something. And it's just an idea.
Yeah,
I think it could work quite well with it, and obviously with music videos, we're not expecting it to be realistic. It wouldn't have to worry too much about stuff like that. So we can kind of, I think it'd be quite a nice little comedic touch to it if you had that kind of thing where, you know, even say for example you mentioned a prop or something that somebody might have. You know, you can have a cut where they haven't got the prop in their hands, get the clapperboard, and then film it again. You know, so you kind of film it again where they have got it and stuff like this. So almost have deliberate mistakes in there. It would be quite a good thing, but it's entirely up to you. Okay, in terms of sort of editing and stuff like that, what sort of techniques are you thinking? Are you going to have any special effects or any like motif, anything that's going to be repeated throughout it?
I think we'll try to, won't we? We'll give it
Yeah.
a go, but then it's the case of does it fit the genre of song? Because like, for example, the squiggles that some people can put on, I don't know if that'd fit this genre that we're doing.
Yeah.
But I think we can give it a go.
Yeah, we've thought a bit about colour palettes that we want to use and have maybe like quite a pastely colour correction.
Yeah.
Because that is a convention of the indie genre.
Yeah.
No real bright colours.
Okay, and are you all going to be in it as well as
Yeah, we're all going to be in it. Like, so what we plan to do is have like one front man who is the main character in the narrative, and then the two people are in the band.
Decided who that front man is yet?
No, I've decided,
Audition starts soon.
Yeah, they'll start soon.
I'm thinking of maybe getting extras to, you know, doing the instrumental, cut away to the band, and then there could be a couple more extras we could fit in, or just two of us. So
Yeah.
Not decided yet.
Yeah.
But
Okay. So I think the key thing for you guys will be with this. I think the idea is fine, it's great, fits with the song. You know, you've got an idea of the genre. You know how it. You know, you've got some good stuff here about using gratifications in your audience and what sort of things they might be into. I think the key thing for you will really be in the storyboarding. You know, I really advise you to take a lot of time over that, I think, because it could be something which it could end up being, you know, a really interesting watch, or it could be 3 or 4 minutes where it feels really long, and obviously we don't want that. Okay, so pacing done by the storyboard, I think, will be the key to this, really, to being a success. Okay, do you think is there any equipment you need from us that you think, anything, or any help with anything that you think you'll need?
No, just cameras, tripods.
Cameras, tripods,
Maybe
and, and go.
Yeah.
And go. Okay. All right then. I think that's about it, gents. Good stuff. Just looking at your target audience. You got some good understanding of. I mean, what age group would you say yours was going to appeal to?
Teens, maybe?
Yeah, teens onto then young adults
Okay.
and adults.
So quite a youngish fan base.
Yeah.
It's kind of, with the indie genre, a lot of the people that go to gigs and stuff are younger, like 20s, teenagers, so maybe that kind of genre we try and appeal to.
Fantastic. All right then. Well, I can. I'm going to sign over £5 to fund this, and hopefully you're going to make something which will put our school on the map.
Nice one.